Hello my dear students. So today we can discuss about trial balance. So trial balance is very important for the 6 mark section in the first PU final examination, my dear students. What is this trial balance? First, before going to this trial balance, we can notice that an accounting cycle. In the accounting cycle, first it starts with business transaction, then goes for the journal. After that again it reaches the ledger, then comes for the trial balance. What is this trial balance? Means it is a list of debit and credit balances of all the ledger accounts. So if we are making the ledger accounts, and the debit and credit balances of all the ledger accounts, we used to make a list. Why to make that? Means to verify whether the entries in the books of accounts are automatically correct. So we can mean that trial balance, it is a list of debit and credit balances of all the ledger accounts prepared on any particular day to verify whether the entries in the books of accounts are automatically correct. So it is a statement, also we can say it is a statement of debit and credit balances. So just we are checking whether the debit and credit balances are correct or not. So in this, what are the objectives of trial balance when you see? Means to ascertain the arithmetical accuracy of ledger accounts, to help in locating errors, to help in the preparation of the final statements. We can say that to help in locating the errors, that once a trial balance helps us to rectify the mistake. So where we have made a mistake, that can be identified in the trial balance, as well as it gives the way for the preparation of the final accounts or the final statements. So in this accounting cycle, trial balance, after the trial balance will be having the final step called as final accounts. To do the final accounts, this trial balance is very important. Methods of preparing trial balance, there are three methods here: total method, balance method, total come balance method. So in this, our PU board is having the balance method. So in the account syllabus we'll be having which method here? Balance method. Three types of methods we'll be having: total method, balance method, total come balance method. So in this format will be like this: trial balance, serial number, particulars, ledger folio, debit and credit columns. Debit and credit amount columns, remember that: serial number, particulars, ledger folio, debit and credit. So all the assets will be having debit balance, all the liabilities will be having credit balance, expenses and losses, all the expenses and losses will be having debit balance, capital will be having credit balance, income and gains will be having credit balance. Remember this: assets will be having debit balance, liabilities will be having credit balance, expenses and losses will be having debit balance, capital will be having credit balance, income and gains will be having the credit balance. Now other few entries are there. This will be like this: capital will be having credit balance, we know that. Drawings will be having debit balance, purchases will be having debit balance, purchase returns will be having credit balance, sales will be having credit balance, sales returns will be having debit balance. So based upon this format only we can do the problems. So in this, you consider assets, all the assets. It may be land and building, plant and machinery, fixed assets, that may be tangible or intangible assets. Any asset category will be coming under the debit balances. All the liabilities will be having credit balance. All expenses and losses will be having debit balance. Capital balances will be having credit balance. Income and gains will be having credit balance. Capital will be having credit balance, drawings under the debit balance, purchase under debit balance, purchase returns under credit balance, sales under credit balance, sales returns under the debit balance. Now we can look into a problem. You can check it here. So problem on trial balance. Check. Prepare a trial balance from the following balances relating to Mr. Dhanush as on 31st March 2024 is there. Mr. Dhanush capital is 1,45,000, furniture 70,000, vehicles 1,20,000, discount allowed 7,000, sales 2 lakhs, cash at bank 90,000, investment 12,000, rent 35,000, discount received 4,000, carriage 15,000 is given. Now look into this problem. So in this we need to make a trial balance. So trial balance as on 31st March 2024, serial number, particulars, ledger folio, debit column and credit column. A very easiest problem for the 6 mark section in the first PU final examination. So in this first thing they are given Mr. Dhanush capital, that means capital balance. Capital will be always having which balance here? So credit balance. So in the credit column 1,45,000. Furniture is an asset. How much is the amount here? 70,000. That furniture comes under the debit column 70,000. Vehicle is an asset 1,20,000. So it should be taken under debit column. Vehicles 1,20,000. Discount allowed 7,000 is an expenses. So that expenses will be coming under the debit. Discount allowed 7,000 because that comes under the expenses and losses. Sales of course is an income, will be taking under credit side. Sales it is of 2 lakhs. Again, cash at bank is an asset. It is of current asset. Amount is 90,000. So debit balance cash at bank 90,000. Investment is an asset 12,000. So that investment should be taken under debit column. Investment 12,000. Rent 35,000. So rent is an expense. It is of rent paid, not rent received. So rent should be taken under the debit column 35,000. Discount received is an income and gain. So that comes under the credit column because it is an income. Carriage we are paying the amount that is of 15,000. So that should be, it is an expenses and losses, it should be taken under debit column 15,000. So when we add up all the totals of debit, you will be getting 3,49,000. When we add up all the credit, you will be getting 3,49,000. So that means your trial balance is tallied. So in this we can understand, we can clearly listen and understand that trial balance is a statement or it is a list of debit and credit balances. So thank you my dear students. You can check out for more number of videos. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.